Hey guys, welcome back to Backyard Bunky Builds. Today we're going to do a buyer's guide on second-hand Xcal X4s. So this is one I've picked up for $250. Make sure that you get your Obd2 cable. So today I'm going to show you what to look out for to ensure that you can actually use your tuner. Which part number to go for will be in the description, and also how to use some of the functions even prior to getting a tune. So stay tuned and we'll have a bit of a play. Okay guys, so when you're testing out one of these, when you're buying it second hand, if you take your own car, you can do it on the spot with the fellow who's selling it, or the female. So right here, this is where your cable plugs in. Easy as that. So your cable plugs into the top and the unit starts to fire up. Now, I've got this one set on a different angle, mainly because I've been using the gauge function. So this is what will happen once you plug it in. You don't need to start the car. Now, to check that the device that you're purchasing is unmarried and has some unlocks left, what you need to do is go down to device information, hit the middle button. Okay, so the part number you want is a 7015 AU. Now the AU obviously stands for Australian. That's pretty important. And also this one has the little Ford in the brackets there. So you go downwards, so you've got the buttons here. So preloaded tuning supported, custom tuning is supported. I have actually done a master reset on this one, so it has no custom tunes in it at the moment because the custom tunes would not suit my application. So Australian market, I have 5 unlocks left and the status is unmarried. So those are the two main things that are important. You need some unlocks because that says how many vehicles this can be used for. So every time it's used on a vehicle, an unlock is unlocked. And also being unmarried means that it can be married to this vehicle. So essentially it can be married to 5 vehicles now. This one's been used a little bit. It's got 61 flashes total on it in the past. And as long as you check that, you'll be fine. So ultimately, that's one of the most important things you need to check is your device information. Because if you don't check that, well, you could end up buying a nice paperweight that you're going to have to take in and pay some extra money. So, vehicle information. Another thing I'd recommend that you check is that it actually picks up your vehicle. So hit vehicle information. Okay, now what you need to do is turn the ignition key on, but not all the way. Alright, as you can hear, I've turned it on and you can hear the fuel pump prime. So it'll slowly process and then it'll come up with your vehicle information. So it comes up with your VIN number, it comes up with the ECU strategy and things like that. Now those things, if they come up, it means that it is reading your vehicle, which is very important because it means then it will work on your vehicle. So currently I have no programs. So to program the vehicle, if you had some, you would click through. Now unfortunately in Australia we don't have pre-programmed tunes in ours. In America, they do have it, but currently I have no preloaded tunes and I have no custom tunes as I've just bought this and done a factory reset. So I'll escape. To escape, you press left or right and then the middle. Alright, now the cool function is with this is the gauges and data logging. So you can go in, hit continue. Now I've already set this up for what I like. Now it'll take a second or two. Alright, so this is the configuration I'm running, which I'm happy with. Alright, now in order for these to come on, got to start the car. Alright, so this gives you RPM. My camera's struggling to deal with it. That gives you your coolant temperature, your current intake air temperature, and these can all be adjusted. So what I can do is, if I want to change them, so let's say I don't want RPM anymore, I go to item, I can choose manifold charge temperature, and so I can run that, which I don't know if this is supported on this vehicle. So, but let's say I want map sensor. Alright, so we can see the map sensor. And we can also, by hitting the center button, that's recording, which is your data logging. So it's currently recording, and then you can turn that off. So I can change that from map back to RPM, or I can have spark source, torque source, vehicle speed, if you turbo, wastegate duty cycle, and things like that. So there's a few cool things that we can run. For the moment, I'm going to continue to run RPM. So as you can see, that's a cool little function that you can use even without a tune. And when you go down to the drags, which we're going to be doing, you can data log each run and see what your maximum RPM is, what the coolant temperature is doing, and the air intake temperature. So not a bad thing to have. So when buying your SCT Xcal X4, ensure that you get your Obd2 cable. This is one of the most important parts, because if not, you're going to have to bloody order one in. It's going to be a pain in the ass. Also, make sure your machine is an Australian model, so an AU. Make sure it is a 7015. That designation is for Ford. And then make sure it's unmarried and has a sufficient amount of unlocks, or you're buying yourself a paperweight. Okay, so as you can see on there, 7015 AU Ford. What I would recommend, I haven't done it yet with this one, but is updating it as soon as possible. So on the other side, it's got one of these little micro, whatever they're called, cable thingies, goes into the computer. Sorry guys, I'm not that computer literate. Goes in there, plug it into your computer, you go onto the SCT website, and you can update this thing so you get the latest updates, load that in, and then you'll be ready to go. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed our video on the buyer's guide for your second-hand Xcal X4. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Drop me a comment, I'm happy to reply, and if I know the answer, I'll let you know. But yeah, look, I wouldn't recommend paying any more than about $300 for one of these second-hand if you can get a hold of one that cheap. Like I said, I got this one for $250. It's all above board, it's all sweet. All I've got to do is eventually get a tuner to give it a tune. If you like what you saw, please hit subscribe, and thank you for watching Backyard Punky Builds.